I'm going to walk you through the assembly of your Mundo 7-speed cargo bike. Once your bicycle box is open, you'll remove the seat post and seat and the pedal box, then lift out the bicycle assembly. These are the parts you'll find outside of the main bicycle assembly. Before unwrapping your bicycle, make sure to cut all of the zip ties that you find. Once your bicycle is unwrapped, install the seat post into the seat tube and clamp it down. Place the Mundo in a bike stand if you have one. It's not necessary, but very handy for assembly. First, we're going to assemble the side loader platform. Unwrap your side loaders and remove the 2 long bolts from the front. Make sure the side loader wraps around either side of the wheel and clears the chain. Slide the side loader collars up over the seat stays and tap in place with the heel of your hand. Next, take the 2 long bolts and thread them through the chainstay bridge into the threaded inserts of the side loader. Use your 5mm Allen key to tighten both bolts. Now move to the rear and tighten both bolts on each side loader collar, both the drive side and the non-drive side. Next, we'll install the standalone. Remove both bolts from the kickstand and make sure the kickstand legs are situated on either side of the tire. Now insert the bolts through the kickstand plate and thread them into the kickstand. Once the bolts are threaded, tighten each bolt down with a 6mm Allen key. Now we'll install the pedals. The drive side pedal axle will be installed clockwise in order to tighten it into the drive side crank arm. Use your 15mm pedal wrench in order to securely tighten the pedal. The non-drive side pedal axle is reverse threaded and must be turned counterclockwise in order to install it properly. Moving on to the handlebar and stem assembly, use your 5mm Allen key to loosen the bolt for the top cap and remove the top cap and cardboard spacer from your steering tube. Slide your stem onto the steer tube and replace the top cap and bolt. This is where you'll adjust your headset. Make sure the bolt is securely tightened, but not too tight to prevent binding of the headset bearings. Once this is done, tighten the 2 bolts on the drive side of the stem. Remove the front plate of the handlebar clamp using your 4mm Allen key. Install your handlebar and replace the front clamp. Thread all 4 bolts in by hand before tightening. Adjust your handlebar to the preferred height and tighten all 4 bolts in an X pattern. Now install the front reflector and tighten the clamp with your Phillips head screwdriver. The same procedure applies to the bell. Now we'll install the front wheel. Before installing the front wheel, make sure your front brake cable is unhooked from the front brake. Make sure the front wheel's axle is pulled up all the way into the front fork dropouts and hand tighten each nut. Secure each nut in place with your 15mm combination wrench. Using the included S-clips, secure the brake housing in place and run the brake cable to the brake. Release tension on the brake cable by loosening the cable fixing bolt at the rear brake. Insert the cable end into the brake lever, thread the cable through the brake body, and seat the housing into the barrel adjuster. Re-tighten your brake cable. Moving up to the front brake, make sure the brake pads sit squarely against the rim. Tighten each pad in place with your 5mm Allen key. Loosen the brake cable fixing bolt and seat the brake noodle into the stirrup. Place the rubber dust cover over the brake noodle end. Install the cable end into the opposite brake lever, run the cable through the brake body, and seat the brake cable housing into the barrel adjuster. Tighten the brake shoes against the front rim by loosening the brake cable fixing bolt, pulling the brakes against the rim, and retightening the bolt. Tuck the end of the cable into the back of the brake arm. Your Yuba bicycle is now fully assembled. Please refer to your bicycle's documentation for final tuning instructions.